to Christmas bananas. Don't you want a banana with me?
I do.
Yeah.
Cole Porter, 2 Christmas bananas. This is the fucking stupidest thing I've ever heard. And welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Critics. I'm Eric.
Whew, I'm Tony. Today on 3 Minute Critics, we're going to be reviewing a very special film.
What film?
We're going to be reviewing Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Both of them?
From 1969,
Wow.
rated PG, starring the greatest, Paul Newman.
He is Paul Newman.
Right?
Yeah.
Robert Redford.
Is Robert
And one of my
Redford.
personal faves, Catherine Ross.
Oh, so
directed by the great George Roy Hill.
GRH.
Eric, would you do me a favor?
I would.
Would you tell me what this movie is about?
Happy to. So, Butch Cassidy, along with the Sundance Kid and the Hole-in-the-Wall gang, are watching the Wild West become civilized. When Butch and Sundance rob the same train once too often, a special posse begins trailing them, no matter where they run. When, through sheer luck, they finally escape, Butch has a brilliant idea.
What is it?
Let's go to Bolivia.
Bolivia.
It's based on the exploits of the historical characters themselves.
Right. The real Butch, the real Sundance.
Well, let's talk about the real Butch and the real, the movie Butch and Sundance.
Let's
and
do
we're going
that.
to put 3 minutes on the clock, as we always do. And Tony, tell me your thoughts on Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
I freaking love this movie.
Hey, Fricksons.
I fricksins love this
movie.
movie. I think I've seen it, 15 times.
Yeah,
I
probably.
love this movie. The dialogue is so clever, and Paul and Robert deliver it with such ease and grace. They are so brilliant in this film. They're so fun to watch. George Roy Hill does such a beautiful job the way he starts the film in the sepia tone. First, you get the very beginning intro with that very
I think
subtle
that's brilliant.
music, that
It
theme.
gives you that feeling of the Old West with
Yeah.
the sepia tone. They don't go right into the regular look. It's got that gritty, grainy sort of.
And he stays in it
thing.
for the first scene where Paul Newman goes to the bank, and that whole first scene is so great when Butch is in the bank and he's seeing all the new updated security measures that have
Right.
been taken in the bank. What happened to the old bank? It was beautiful. And, people kept robbing it.
Let's get down to brass tacks here. This is all about the camaraderie between...
It's a buddy movie. It's the ultimate buddy movie.
Between Paul Newman and Robert Redford. I mean, it's as if they
They're
had been friends
dynamic.
for 100 years.
Their dynamic is incredible.
Because they're back and forth, the lines, and
Right.
some of them are so subtle.
So good, though.
They're so subtle that if you blink a second, you're going to miss something great.
And they keep that dynamic all the way through to the end, which if you haven't seen the film, we can't tell you about
Season
one way or
of
the other
Dynamite,
because you
Butch?
got to find out what happens. Excuse me?
All right.
But
No.
they keep that dynamic all the way through with the dialogue, and they deliver it so well. And you have a lot of,
Yes.
you don't even really get a big Western shootout
No.
in this film. There's stuff that happens, which I can't divulge because we don't want to have any spoilers. But
Well, we know they go to Bolivia because we've already talked about that.
yes, they do go to Bolivia, which is very funny. And Robert Redford's great. He's indignant. His character of Sundance hates being in Bolivia. It's really
You know who I really love in this film, though? I mean, I know this is all about Paul Newman and Robert Redford.
Who do you love?
Catherine Ross, and I know you do too. Because
I'm in love with Catherine Ross.
Because her role is at a place she's so calm and collected, and she just knows how to keep it together.
It's a great juxtapositioning from the two characters of Butch and Sundance.
It
To
really
have
is.
her there, it really balances. You create this little trinity of of the characters that is really beautiful, and they do. This film. Every little bit about the scenery, the cinematography in this film is incredible. I'm not sure where they shot.
Great big wide shots.
Beautiful wide shots when they go to the hole in the wall the first time and you see the area of the hole in the wall where the gang is.
They do shoot some of it down in Mexico, actually.
Is it Mexico?
Yes, it is.
A lot of the incidental characters are excellent in this film. Some classic Western actors who are in the film.
There's action, there's chase, there's some really quiet moments. There is there's buddy, the back and forth comedy. There's a lot of different stuff going on.
In the quiet moments, there's even some moments where there's no sound at all. There's no music.
Yeah.
When they're being chased by the posse. There's some moments where there's zero sound happening other than the sound effects, and it's beautiful.
That's true. Speaking of sound effects, that was our car horn.
The horn.
And what does that mean?
We're done.
We're done.
I just want to talk about this film forever, but I can't. So instead, we're going to rate it so that you can watch it and come to your own determination. Eric's going to start us off. 5-star scale. What'd you think?
Well, let me tell you. This is a fun. It's the buddy movie. It's Paul Newman. It's Robert Redford. It's their back and forth dialogue that makes this film fantastic. It is not my favorite genre. And I thought there were a couple points where it did feel a little slow, but for the most point,
Slow
I have to keep talking.
ass.
Yeah, it's slow. The first part of the movie really moved, and then it slowed down a little bit for me. But I still, because there's so many strong performances, and it's just such a fun movie, I still rate this very high. This is 4 out of 5 stars for me. 4 out of 5 stars. Tony, well, apparently Tony has something to say about that. Tony,
This film is one of the greatest films of all time.
Says him.
Says me, and I'm the final word. Let me tell you, if you haven't seen this film, do yourself a favor. You will agree. I mean, there's really nothing more to say other than see it. So I'm just going to give you my rating, which is 5 stars.
Oh, my goodness.
Full 5, all the way. Fantastic.
But are we really
Love this
shocked?
film.
I mean, of course, it's one of his favorites, right?
It's one of my favorites, but it will be one of your favorites too.
Well, you'll have to check out for yourselves and go watch it. But
Go watch it.
That is it for us. We're out of time. That's it for this episode. We would love to thank you for watching. Well, we're
gonna thank you for watching.
We just did it right
Thank you.
now. Thank you for watching. We'd love for you to share your comments, like our videos, subscribe the subscribe button below. You know that where that goes. And until next time, we are the
3
Minute
Critics.
Bazingo.
That was so good.
That was a Christmas banana. It's so